Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is trying to replace the belts. I jumped underneath and it looks like I could get to this thing maybe from up here. I'm figuring this out with you. I've never owned one of these trucks. I've never worked on one, so this is my first time. But I do know that you can take this inner fender out. You literally pop that clip. It goes in right there. Move that back. It pops up, and then it's engaged on the fender on this side. And the whole sucker pops out. Set that aside. So now that gives me a little bit more access to the tensioner. I've got to get that serpentine off of there and then get the V-belt off. So I'm going to dig my way down, and I will make more little video clips as I think they are needed. Okay, so just a quick video here, little clip. On the back of these is a square drive, so you can get a 1/2-inch drive ratchet or breaker bar in there. So what I've got there, as you can see in there, I've got my ratchet on there, and you just got to release the pressure on that serpentine belt. Pretty basic stuff here, just about like every other vehicle on the road probably. But again, this is just for the Topkick guys. By the way, this is a 3116 engine. Trying to do this with one hand, so I'm going to push up and away like that. Let's see if I can actually do this with one hand. Okay, got it. Actually, that was two hands, but my camera hand had to go up and push the belt off. So that was it. I'm gonna, well, there's a little tension on there. I didn't get it all the way off of there. I'm gonna have to release the tension on there. I thought it came all the way off, but you get the idea. Okay, so to get the tensioner off, it's going to be in this case, it's a 5/8 or it might be a 16 millimeter bolt that just goes right through the center. I think probably going to drop this thing when it comes out. Oh, yeah, almost did. Actually, I'm going to set it on the radiator hose and go get it from underneath. Ugh. So there it is right there. That's what that looks like. You can see that square drive again to release the tension so you can remove or install a belt. I will. I kind of like this pulley, this tensioner, but because it's a made in USA, I couldn't find a replacement that was made in USA or said that it was made in USA. So anyway, we'll get the water pump belt going next. That's right there, and it looks like there's a little bolt up here, and I'll get that going. Okay, so it's a good thing I'm going through this, because what I found out is that water pump belt, I can see if I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, golly, the camera's always never in good light. Anyway, the belt is loose. From underneath, I can grab this belt and pull it around the pulley, which should not happen. I can, basically I can move that belt independent of the pulley. And right over here in this area where my finger is a bolt that will release or let that pulley slide up and down for the adjustment. So I'm going to get that bolt done, and it looks like the best way is going to be coming from straight above all the way down. To get it at it from over here is kind of an odd angle, and so I'll get that going. Okay, so it's a good thing I'm doing the tensioner at the same time. What that allowed me to do was get a socket on. You see my ratchet right there. And then I don't know if I can get a picture or view of the, yeah, you sort of see that socket there. It's the shiny thing, which is not in focus, of course, but that's where you're trying to access. And with the tensioner off, I can get to that. And with the serpentine belt off, sorry, it's blocking the way. With the serpentine belt off, I can get to that. Okay, so I'm probably going to say this about 100 times, but I'm learning with you on camera. I'm doing this for the very first time. So there was that bolt right there, which is the adjustment bolt, where it basically has the slide on it. But right up here at about, I would call it the 10 or maybe 1030 position, as you're looking at it from the front of the engine, there's another bolt that locks it all down in combination with that one over there, the slider. I know that's okay. There we go. Now we got some focus. There's a bolt behind the pulley right about here between these two that you can't see from here, and I just can't get an angle on it unless maybe I don't know. If that's in focus, great. If not, we'll find out on the video. But anyway, there's one there you got to get loosened, and now you can see that pulley or the belt is just loose. And don't remember if I said it, but I could move this belt independent of the pulley just a minute ago, right before I did this. So it's a good thing I'm servicing this belt, and I'll catch you when I'm putting the new one on. Okay, so in order to get the water pump pulley or belt off, you've obviously got to get the serpentine belt out of the way, so get that removed. And then I had a little bit of a scare because this water pump belt is literally just big enough. And I would have thought, oh my God, what engineers are we dealing with here that you got to pull the harmonic balancer off? But it did slide over it. It's just barely. It's a pretty tight fit. And hopefully that's not because this belt is stretched, and I hope the new one goes on just like this came off, which surely it does. I'm gonna find out. We'll see you. Okay, so I just went to grab my belt, and the old one is a Gates 9350. What I got sent is a 9345. So, and this is the green stripe. But anyway, we're going to find out here real quick if this belt is too short. Let's see. Okay, well, I am fighting with this belt. You see it barely wants to go over this big harmonic balancer. And what I had to do is, I figured what had it originally doing was it was sitting on the serpentine groove portion. There we go. And that's a larger diameter pulley, so what I did is I moved it over to the V-belt side. Even though it's farther away, it's a smaller diameter. And I think I'm about to get this thing on there. Let me see if I can. It's very tight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it on there. They might have sold me the wrong belt. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, got it. Now the question becomes, is it long enough to go and, and install, basically? So I got it on there. It was tight, but you got to get it in just the right position and hold your mouth just right and grunt a little bit. We'll catch you on the next one. Okay, so wow, I had to fight that belt on that pulley. Finally got it on there. It needs to be that part number 9350, I believe is what it was. This was let me actually get back out there. Yeah, so if you're doing this job, you need the 9350. That 9345, I spent half an hour trying to get that belt on there just now off camera, and it did go, and it will work just fine, but it's not very friendly.